you check the children.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Wolfman.
And we are here to start recording our coverage. It's not the first movie we watched, but we are starting to record our coverage for Fantastic Fest 2025. We got approved to watch approved to be press coverage for the Fantastic Fest and some of the movies. Now, Fantastic Fest, if you don't know, it's a film festival where every year some big movies are premiered. This year they were premiering Shelby Oaks, they're premiering Black Phone 2, they're premiering Deathgasm 2, so a lot of cool movies. Unfortunately, none of those are available to us, but we are going to watch a lot of the horror movies that are available to us. And we've watched two so far. One of them has been really good, and the other side of the spectrum, and that's the one we're starting with because we want to save up the energy for the positive one here. So let's knock this bad boy out. And so we are going to be starting off with the movie called Coyotes. I mean Coyotes, because it's not about that kind. It's about the animal kind. So yeah, this one stars Justin Long and Kate Bosworth, and it's about a family that is kind of, but not really, stuck in their opulent Hollywood Hills home, or I don't know if it's Hollywood Hills, but California home,
L.A. Hills.
L.A. home, and suddenly a group of coyotes are being rabid and starting to attack all kinds of animals and people in the nearby vicinity. And everyone, I think every single character at one point asked, why are they doing this?
Literally, yes.
And so, when they, at some point they're going to have to reveal why they're doing this. The thing is, the description for this movie is this group of coyotes is going wild because of nearby wildfire. That is not in this movie. There is no nearby wildfire in this movie.
No.
There is a fire, but it is nearby, but it's for a whole different reason. And we won't say exactly why, but that description is not accurate. So that was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this family and some random other characters nearby try and survive this vicious attack by computer generated / possibly AI generated. We tried to do research on this, right? Because we were watching the movie, and there were at least 3 or 4 times where I was like, "That looks very, very AI to me." Unfortunately, nowadays we're getting to the point where you can't quite tell. They were doing some things that I feel like I've only really seen AI video things do, as opposed to the subtle things that were happening were not subtle things that a CG artist would have purposely put in there. It's stuff that is just sliding. I don't know. Again, we tried to do research, and from what we saw, the filmmakers have said that no AI was used for this movie.
Yep.
But there has been apparently discussion online where some people that have seen the movie feel that a few shots did very much look AI. And I am in that camp. I will definitely believe the filmmakers. If they say it's not the case, then it's not the case.
Cool.
However, it did strike me that way. So maybe that's more of a critique on the CG that they opted to use.
That's
right?
true.
Let's attack it from that angle.
Well, exactly, and also too, those points I had mentioned to you. I'm just like, hey, does this look like AI to you?
Yeah.
And it was there was these weird filters over the coyote. It almost had like a
It's very glossy.
it had
CG.
a
Very glossy CG.
Yeah,
which is,
like a glow. It was.
It didn't have a glow per
had,
se, but it was very. It wasn't integrated into the picture well enough where it still stood out.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't stand out necessarily in the same way that bad CGI stands out. It stands out in the way that AI CGI stands out. At least that was our interpretation of it. So that's enough of that. We don't want to focus on that the entire thing. Let's focus on the other parts of the movie that we didn't like. No, so guys, I'm not going to be. We try and not be just dickheads to be dickheads on this. We always are honest, and unfortunately, speaking real, this movie fell short for both of us in a lot of different ways. For a while, I was thinking, wow, this is just aggressively mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just for the first act. The second and third act get to places where I'm like, why did the filmmakers make this decision?
Mm-hmm.
And like, why are they having the characters do these things
Yep.
that don't make, like, there's not a child on earth that would hide under an open set of stairs in a glass-walled home and think that they're hidden. So, like, there's just so many decisions where I'm like, why? And then the amount of like, pressure that I felt was being put on me to, like, feel suspense in the final climax. They're like, feel the suspense. Isn't this suspenseful? And I'm like, no.
And that was another thing. Like,
No.
you and
First
I
off, all of this was really bad decision making. Second off, stepping out of something was an extraordinarily stupid decision when there was no reason to, when you could literally just, you know, and without spoiling anything, it was things like that constantly were pulling me out of the movie in the second and third act. And it's unfortunate. What we weren't sure of, because we literally just did a trailer reaction to this before we watched the movie, because we did a reaction roundup before we got to the reviews. And it was just... the trailer made it look like there would be some comedy in there. And I was like, okay, Robert got the feeling that it was going to be more like Cocaine Bear-ish kind of thing.
But that's the influence of, like, where, like, you're like, you could see, it's like, he saw this movie, and he was like, I could do something like that just with coyotes.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case, though, because Cocaine Bear was so purposefully funny.
True.
And this one was so purposefully taking itself seriously that I couldn't take it seriously. Like, it was not trying to be funny and tongue-in-cheek the way Cocaine Bear was.
Well, exactly.
This was trying to be serious and trying to scare you with stuff that just wasn't scary. It was silly.
Well, that's the problem. There was not that balance of comedy to the horror elements, because the comedy was so fucking dry and badly delivered that
There wasn't even that much of it.
But that's what I'm saying. It was for what it was. It was basically non-existent as it is, because of how bad the jokes and the delivery were. I mean, some of that shit you even saw in the trailer.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, like, in Cocaine Bear, they were throwing out jokes in every scene.
I get that.
was not the case with this. It was like,
no, I get that,
4 or 5 jokes that didn't land, and so, like, that's what I'm saying. Where they took themselves so seriously that it made the movie unenjoyable. Because if you want me to take it as a serious animal attack movie, you can't do all of these things that they were deciding to do.
I think they were trying to rely on Justin Long being a comedic relief kind of thing.
And we'll get to that. Because
of that character.
Yeah, we'll get to the acting and all this, because I do think it plays a role here. But yeah, so I mean, again, I'm going off the rails a little bit from our normal format of. But clearly, our overall thoughts are we didn't enjoy this movie.
No.
The story is nothing more than what we've already described,
Literally.
and I hated how it played out. That when they finally get to the reason as to why the wolves, coyotes, are not wolves painted orange, because I swear to God, that's what they look like most of the time.
Especially in those final shots, like the big dramatic, like the cut back to him and everything.
They just look like orange flavored wolves. So, but when they get to the reason as to why all of this is happening, I saw it coming not far before they did it, but I was like, if they fucking say that this is why this is happening, I'm gonna break the television.
And not rabies.
And like it was, or any other environmental thing, like wildfires.
Literally,
like there was supposed to be.
But even still, like a wildfire displacement with animals.
No, but it
isn't necessarily gonna make them that fucking aggressive.
Maybe not that aggressive, but it can make them more
wild. It's territorial.
It can make them feel like they're always cornered. You don't
no,
want
that's
an animal
true.
cornered.
It's more on the territorial.
So they'll always act that way. But still, they won't aggressively go after people and like they would be.
That's why the concept of this movie is fucking asinine.
Let's not dive any deeper into that in the story. Let's just move into the acting, which I'm not going to blame Justin Long's acting on this. I'm going to say that he did what he could with the script that he had.
Yep.
Like I'm sure that this was more
it's your
paycheck than
director,
art
too.
for him, because he was so unenjoyable to watch. But it was because his character was so unenjoyable to watch.
And that's what I mentioned to you. I am so sick and tired of Justin Long playing these whiny, pansy-ass useless, can't do nothing for your fucking self characters.
But at least, like, in Barbarian, which I recently just rewatched, in that one, he was a sniveling, whiny dude, but you got, like, even though he was only introduced in the back half of the movie, like, they wrote his character enough of an arc, like, where he thinks he's on top of the world having just sold a TV script, and then he's immediately accused of sexual assault and loses everything.
Yep.
Which is why he has to go check out this house. Like, there's an arc to him and a reason for him being this sniveling worm. This is just a terribly written, selfish, absentee father that is just cowardly and again, sniveling worm is all I can continue to say. And they try and make him heroic by the end, and it's just like, no, that's not earned.
It was
like,
so unbelievable.
Anyway. So acting wise,
Kate Bosworth was the best part of this movie.
You mentioned that
honestly,
early on, and I agree with you.
She honestly was.
She felt like she knew that it, like, I don't know. She felt like she was the only one. Well, everyone was giving effort, but
yeah,
she was the only one that stood out like an actress from a normal movie in a bad movie. Like in this case,
it's just God,
the daughter was
so annoying.
She was written annoying. She was written as an annoying teenager.
And don't get me wrong, she was a good actress, but holy crap, it's just so insufferable.
It feels like,
if I'm supposed to give a shit about this fucking family,
yeah,
don't make me not like your fucking characters.
It feels to me like there's a lot of writers out there in Hollywood right now that feel like teenagers are only annoying, like that's their only trait, and like they're gonna just lean on that the entire movie. And then, like, have them come to Jesus by the end and, like, you know, realize that the person that was annoying them the whole movie is actually so important to them. And it's like, that we didn't even get that in this. This was just annoying to be annoying. And, like, I don't understand why people refuse to write just a little bit of depth for their teenage characters. And which is literally why the slasher movie that I've written has been stalled out for so long, because I know I need to rewrite the characters to make them interesting like that. Because right now, they're just cannon fodder.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like, watching movies like this makes me realize that you can't do that. You have to care about these characters and stuff. I mean, obviously, I knew that intellectually before, but it's like, it's just when it's just reaffirmed by new movies that come out that continuously write teenagers this way, it's just frustrating.
Yep, fair enough.
Filmmaking wise, I want to mention something too.
Okay, so, and I had mentioned this to Cecil mid-movie. This is kind of an example of why sometimes it's not good for your director to be also your editor, because there were some overextended shots and just sloppiness with, especially the action sequences. I felt whatever action sequences we had, they were very sloppy editing.
There was some really cool Zack Snyder Wolf Yodi moments.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on that. That was so just like
in the fire, like
80s
how
B
cool
movie.
Is this?
It was
embers popping.
It was so stupid.
Anyone can buy this plug-in, then put it in their movie.
It was so stupid. Like seriously, if they just utilized like a rabies thing, it would have made it a little bit more passable.
Yeah. So,
but
even outside of that, I wanted to mention that sometimes the shot selection was very odd to me. A lot of times the shot selection was very odd to me. The angles they would cut to. For instance, at one point, Justin Long happens across something that I'm pretty sure they decided to do after the fact. But he comes across a dead body, and at one point, and like after seeing
God, yeah,
he turns around and looks up like, and the camera cuts to like right here, like the height of a security camera, but like right in his face as he does this, and it's just this most awkward angle that they cut to. I guess trying to emphasize the sickness, but like that's not how you like. Choosing that angle, like. Usually someone will go down if they're gonna vomit, not like because
let me choke myself.
It sprays up and into my face. Like it's weird. It was weird blocking at times and weird cameras, weird angle selection. So like it was just strange at times, and again, it was a lot of filmmaking choices that I was just like, why did they choose that? You know, so that's the way I felt about the actual filmmaking. Effects wise, again, we touched largely on the wolf effects.
It was sloppy,
and there was little. I would venture to say zero practical wolf effect or coyote effects. Like, I don't know.
There was one shot at the end when it was underneath a tarp after they skewered it with the fire poker.
But that I thought about, they could have just built literally the muzzle.
That's all they did. I guarantee
it. Like literally, there was nothing past this under the sheet.
I guarantee it.
Because it had the lip curl and everything. I was like, okay, that's cool. Where's the rest of it?
No,
no,
that's all their shot was.
They just built that. There's no chance they built more than that.
That was their one shot. Other than that, yes, it was. They were all fucking CG.
And again, I could be wrong. I say there's no chance they built more than that. There might be a feature where they're like, we built the whole thing. In that case, what are you doing not showing it?
Yeah.
Like, bad decision either way.
But either way, though, that one shot that they showed, it looked like a wolf muzzle.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Like it was not a coyote muzzle.
They just took wolf anatomy and painted them orange, and
most all the blood.
They might as well have just called them foxes attacking. As much as they look like coyotes.
Rabid fox.
Yeah. Like there was a couple shots where they actually used a coyote model, but most of them did just look like orange wolves. It's fucking crazy.
Yep. But what was it? Yeah. Like I was saying,
sorry.
No, you're good. Pretty much all the blood was CG.
Yep.
Most all of the gore, aside from a couple close-up shots that were, first off, one of the I would say, if you want to call it your money shot, when he goes into the bedroom, as you were just talking about that previous scene.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That okay. First off,
the leg wound on the lady at the beginning was also CG. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Because when they cut to the angle down low, there was no leg wound.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what are we doing?
I noticed that. I noticed that first one.
Yeah, sorry.
Very much.
Again, sorry to interrupt.
But, be gentle to him in the comments.
Yeah, I know.
So they that was a scene. If you're gonna show that aftermath, why would you cut away from a good money shot of a mass attack? Like that could have been a good scene in that, and also is a fucking rip off of a movie that I'm not going to mention right now.
Well, okay, so I did just recall
completely unrealistic, especially with the amount that was eaten away. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The fact that limbs can travel on their own, apparently, too.
No, that was a different guy.
No, I know.
That too.
Yeah.
Same, but different.
Yeah. So there was practical like body parts here and there, and there was practical wounds here and there. One of which was such a bad like prosthetic, and it wasn't prosthetic. It was clearly just built up latex. Well, they had just done a bunch of layers of latex, and as soon as the actor moved slightly this way, because it starts off where he's like this, and like the wound's right here, right, and then as soon as he lifts his head, like all of it just wrinkles up, and it's like, oh, that's not how that works. So it looked bad. Really, you could see the heavy seam, where it was put on and stuff. So I don't know. It's just it's.
The music was not. There was nothing to write home about the music.
They tried, man. Like no one. Sets out to make a bad movie.
No,
right?
That's true. And again, credit is due. They are getting a theatrical release, so
we'll see how it performs.
Yeah,
maybe we're wrong.
It is gonna find its audience. There are gonna be people that do enjoy this, and it's honestly the same people that probably enjoy the Pooniverse.
I have a feeling it'd be I have a feeling this would be more of an MST3K kind of audience.
This could be.
This is the kind of movie that is perfect for Mystery Science Theater 3000 because it takes itself so seriously when it's got so many things you can laugh at.
Maybe.
I really think that would be more.
But again, though, too, the editing made the runtime.
It was an hour and 31 minutes, and I swear to God, it felt like it was 3.5 hours.
Dude, it was bad. Honestly, with a cleanup, this movie could have been a good hour, 10 minutes. It really could have,
It could have been less than an hour.
It would have been a solid, tight movie, and it probably would have been so much more enjoyable.
Anyway,
It's just me.
look, we're far be it from us to criticize filmmakers that are actually completed a full length feature. We fully acknowledge that. All we're doing is giving you our thoughts after our initial watch. By all means, watch it yourselves. Make up your own minds.
Yep. Like I said,
Make sure there's alcohol nearby.
Yeah.
Have some friends over and have a good time with it.
Yeah.
But just be prepared that it takes itself very, very seriously for the things that it does within itself.
Yeah, way, way more than what it should.
This review is way, way longer than it should have been too, probably. So
Oh,
let's
wow.
go ahead and call
Yes.
it there, shall we? Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you, especially if you've watched all the way to this point. Thank you to Fantastic Fest for allowing us to cover these
Thank you,
films. I can tell you, based on the one we're about to review, that not all the reviews are going to be this way. So, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you to all of our patrons for supporting the channel the way that you do. Until next time, though, I've been Cecil Laird.
Robert Wolfman.
And remember, stay scared.